in the car world, it's only going to be a baby version of a different model. Baby Land Cruiser, a baby Ferrari. In this case right here, we've got a baby Land Rover. Nope, not this one. It's this one right here. This is the Jaecoo J5 Hybrid, and there's more to it than meets the eye. It shares a lot of its sporting DNA with this bad boy right here, and I'm going to show you exactly just how. What's going on, guys? Roy Robles here from Zigwheels.Ph, and today we'll be doing a sneak peek, a first look at the Jaecoo J5 Hybrid. And when I say that the Jaecoo J5 Hybrid shares a lot of sporting DNA with much more premium compact crossover SUVs, I'm not calling this a one-to-one replica. What I'm saying is that you can see all of the premium sporty lines all over the body, but what this is though is its own car. What you have right here in the grille are these vertical water flow kind of design looking grille right here with the Jaecoo badge right there in the front, proudly showing everyone you're riding around in a Jaecoo. While you might think this is actually a smaller, miniaturized version of the J7 plug-in hybrid that we reviewed a couple of months ago, you might not be that far off because it shares a lot of its design elements as well. You got these character lines across the hood evoking a sense of a premiumness, evoking a sense of power, which gives us a hint of what's under that hood right there. You got a 360-degree camera system, and of course that raking roof design that we all know and love, and of course we find in much more expensive crossover SUVs. You got 18-inch alloy wheels right here, chunky 235/55 R18 tires with 176 millimeters of ground clearance. It puts it right smack in the middle of crossover SUV goodness. You got to appreciate this character line running across the entire length of the car, acting as some sort of boundary, like a belt line that bifurcates the top portion and the lower portion, adding a sense of symmetry throughout the entire car. You got LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, which looks really interesting right here, by the way. It doesn't seem like an entry-level crossover SUV, doesn't it? But you know what? It definitely gives you that sense of heft, a sense of girth in the entire vehicle here. And you're not wrong. It's got 2,620 millimeters of wheelbase right here. A little bit of larger than the rest of its competition, but don't get it wrong. This is a tiny little monster, but it's still very, very big on the outside especially. Now here's something that you won't find in a lot of entry-level crossover SUVs. A powered tailgate. I mean, where else would you see something like that? And a lot of space on the inside for all of your stuff. Now, while it's doing its best baby Land Rover impression and cosplay, do not call this baby because it's still quite practical, especially right there on the inside, which is where we're going in next. Right off the bat, I can definitely feel the inspiration, the premiumness on the inside. While not exactly as plush as a full-on luxury compact crossover SUV, it certainly does feel a lot plusher than a lot of the other cars in the market today. You got these eco leather with real stitching on the seats, and they're very soft and plush. And you've got this minimalist design, which a lot of other cars would have to want this on their own vehicles. A 13.2-inch touchscreen infotainment system with both wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto makes its presence felt on the entire interior. So you've got ambient lighting, cooled seats, and an 8-speaker Sony system that gives you tunes to help out with your wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You do have this digital gauge cluster right there in the front, very minimalist, very posh, very chic, and a 2-spoke steering wheel with all the buttons that you need. The beauty about having a modern minimalist interior right here is that you can actually move the shifter right here in the steering column, enabling you to free up all this space for the center console for a super fast 50-watt wireless charger, more cup holders right here, more space for your phones, a cubby hole right there, cubby hole right here in the back. It's just simpler that way. Plus, I mentioned the eco leather on the inside. This thing right here is certified for you pet lovers out there. So the door cards, the seats, they're scratch resistant for your fur baby, so they can enjoy life to the fullest as a fur baby. Everything on the inside is great. You got this panoramic sunroof on top. And did I mention about the simpleness of the interior? It's just great. Sometimes having this simplicity, this minimalism is premium in itself. Now, being a baby compact crossover SUV, don't expect this to have 3-row seating, but for a 2-row seat, damn, you got lots of space on the inside for my knees, headroom, and my feet. Certainly has space for days, despite me sitting behind my own natural driving position right here in the front. You got aircon vents, USB ports, 2 map pockets, and more of this eco leather on the seats, which feels pretty nice. But the nicest part has got to be that drivetrain. So let's take it out for a spin and see how it works out. All right, so we're now behind the wheel of the Jaecoo J5 Hybrid. If you want to talk numbers, there are only 2 things that you got to remember. In eco mode, you can get a combined rating of 18.9 kilometers per liter, according to Jaecoo. And on sport mode, 0 to 100 gets to 7.9 seconds. Oh boy, talk about getting your cake and eating it too. Under the hood, you got a 1.5 liter engine mated to a small electric motor, making that a hybrid engine mated to a DHT or direct hybrid transmission. This ensures that the proper amount of energy, power and torque is sent to the front wheels at all times. It really shows it right here. We're still on eco mode and we've got a lot of power to deal with. One thing about the suspension, you got a McPherson strut setup up front and a multi-link suspension in the back. Full independent suspension in a small baby SUV, and that is absolutely unheard of. I've never heard of something like that, especially at this price point. Come on. But what truly surprised me, though, I mean, this thing's full of surprises, is the NVH level of this car. It is insane. First of all, outside noise kept at a bare minimum, thanks to these acoustic glass. Acoustic glass in a entry-level SUV, wow. And being a hybrid engine under the hood, you can expect to have the absolutely quiet drive, especially during city driving and slow speeds. It is quite a sensation, actually. And check this out, the turning radius of this car is you can just chuck this around, no problems. I mean, look at that. But of course, we're bringing it back to eco mode because that's what this car is all about, getting the most out of your money, whether buying it, keeping it, or visiting the pump. Because of that hybrid engine, you can reach a total range of more than 1,000 kilometers per liter between filling up full tanks. And 1,000 kilometers between fill-ups are ensured to be safe kilometers, because this has a total of 12 advanced driver assist features that you're definitely going to want to look for in a crossover SUV such as this one. Adaptive cruise control, traffic jam assist, integrated cruise assist, autonomous emergency braking, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, lane departure prevention, emergency lane keeping. You got departure alert indication, intelligent speed assistance, lane keep assist, and intelligent evasion support. That's a lot of features, but my favorite part's got to be that 360-degree camera. It's one of the best I've seen in this price segment. Apart from those 12 advanced driver assist systems I was talking about, you get 5 blind spot monitoring systems that help and augment keeping you even safer in your J5 Hybrid. So to sum it up, you've got power, you got fuel economy, you got plush interiors, you got absolute safety. Are we really sure we're going to call this the baby of anything out there on the road? I'm not so sure about that right now. Now, while not exactly a full-blown luxury premium SUV like this one over here, the Jaecoo J5 Hybrid certainly does perform well, looks good, feels great, but one thing it doesn't have are astronomical prices. A little birdie told me that this thing right here might have 2 variants, but will start at a hair below 1 million pesos. That's right, getting this much machine and a hybrid for under 1 million pesos, that's definitely unheard of, but it's true. Watch out for a full review only here on the Zigwheels Philippines YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. It's been Roy Robles from Zigwheels.Ph. See you guys next time.